Okay, good afternoon everybody, and thank you for being here for today afternoon, Friday afternoon seminar. Actually, before to begin, I would like to raise some issues, these issues from my point of view. Actually, as we said at the last meeting here in this hand library, that this presentation, Friday afternoon seminar, is informal presentation, and I mean informal seminar. Actually, from my point of view, as I said, I would like to raise it that informal, that it doesn't mean I shouldn't book a time for after this Friday afternoon seminar. That's why I would like from all people, even the people of our colleagues in geology sector, to book and to come to see them, to discuss with them, to exchange our ideas, because the informal for me, it means that the mistakes are acceptable in a way that we could discuss more in a way that this is no one will point at the presenter that he did mistake, because in any national or international seminar conferences, that the people, the audience, will point at the presenter actually did mistake, that this University of Turku, that the mistake of Department of Geography, of Geology, and so on. But here actually we could discuss friendly, we could exchange our ideas. That what does mean informal. Actually, I would like to show you, this is this is the seminar in my university, in University of Baghdad College of Agriculture. As you are seeing, this winter seminar '99. I'm sitting here. I was MSc student at that time. Look, I would like to show you. Look at the hall. It's full with people. This is just one side of the hall, and the same thing for the other side of this hall. We can say the supervisor of seminars at that time in our department, he was the father of soil surveyors, Iraqi soil surveyors. Actually, he always saying that the seminar of our department is wedding of our department, is celebration of our department. And later on, I'm thinking about, I always was thinking about what he means of this wedding. Actually, wedding, the meaning of word wedding, that we could see many generations, we could see that this, the presenter or the people were creating new generations of ideas. That's what does mean wedding. And you can see that this hall is full with people in many disciplinaries, and we could, it doesn't mean that, okay, I'm not a human geographer, I want to attend the seminar. It means, oh no, I should to attend, I should to participate with my colleagues. And from other point of view, I would like to raise why I should to attend. Actually, depends on the base that all the sciences of the world we can consider as a big connected chain. Each single ring of this chain represents a science. Any defect, any imbalance of any single ring or any single science will affect all the sciences, will affect the development of country for we can say for large scale, for a small scale, will affect the education operation, because we are talking from the university. Actually, our seminar, the topic of our seminar today is pedagogical and new technological technique tools. Why I selected this kind of topic at this time. Actually, because we are in the beginning of a new academic year, and all of us, we need seriously to know about this topic, because we have direct contact with the students. We have direct contact as a presenter if we will present our MSc, PhD thesis, seminar like this. That's why we need to know many rules of this or ideas of this topic. And at least the beginner people like me, when I want to start to work as teacher or as worker in any kind of work in the university, at least I have to have or to be conversant of minimum level of this topic. That's why I chose this topic. Actually, before to go forward, and after this introduction, I would like to welcome all the trainees from Zanzibar and from Tanzania, and I hope you will enjoy your time here and your training course, and hope more of prosperity and success for all of us, for the Department of Geography, for the University of Turku. This is great stated. My presentation will last 20 to 30 minutes. I will be pleased to answer all your questions or your comments and to discuss more. However, I would like to ask you to keep all of these things to the end of the presentation. Actually, the themes I will talk about is the active lecturing, which has inside firstly some questions to teachers, and then I will move to focusing some these kinds of techniques, and secondly I will talk about the other technique, which is creating rapport and interaction, and then signposting. The other issues I will talk about is the smart classroom, what is a smart classroom, and then moving to scaffolding learning, and in the end I will talk about a flipped classroom. Actually, there are many questions. Each lecturer or each presenter or each one enter the classroom, talk to the audience, talk to students. I think it would be better to ask these questions. These questions, the first one, as you say, during lecture, how much time do students talk and discuss? I think it's very important to account the time of your speech or your students or your audience. And then what percentage of the time do you speak? I mean the teacher. And what the language do students use? I mean here with the language, it doesn't mean English or Arabic or any language. I mean if the students are using the terminology of the theme you are teaching them, or we are teaching them, and the idioms of these fields, or the terms of this field, or this people or student express their opinion using colloquial language. And then discuss the teacher-student and learner-learner interaction that occur during your lectures. The other question is, how often do you have change-up activity, the activity between teacher and students? And how do you ensure that students are familiar with the content vocabulary, I mean the same issue of what language do students use. I mean the terminology of the field of science you are speaking about with your student. There's some techniques of teaching and raise the lecturing skills and interaction between teacher and student, or between the presenter and his or her audience. The first one is focusing, and the second one is creating rapport and interaction, and the third one is signposting. All of these techniques to success the teaching operation. Let us begin with the first one. We could create the first technique using some words or some sentences or some phrases of this paragraph. So the paragraph, all of us now, we are reading this paragraph. It's normal words, normal paragraph. However, if we explain the technique of focusing through this paragraph, we will see that many phrases and many words in this paragraph creating or draw the attention of the audience or the students. So the paragraph, as you are seeing it, what we are going to do today is to look at focusing. You see, focusing is an important technique in lecturing for two good reasons. First, it allows us to draw attention to the key areas of our topic, and secondly, what happens when we focus is that we create a sense of dialogue. Let's see which phrases and which words in this paragraph create this kind of technique. Actually, when we are saying that what we are going to do today is it's a kind of draw your student attention that we are going to do something. We are talking about human geography, we are talking about natural geography, we are talking about soil science. So you will, using this phrase, you will draw the attention of your audience, as well as increase the attention of your student towards the subject or towards the topic you are talking about. The other phrase, actually, what happens when we focus is that we create a sense of dialogue. This is actually for the same reason to use this kind of phrases. This one kind, or the first technique about raising the skills of lecturer. The other technique is creating rapport between and interactions between the audience and the presenter or the teacher or lecturer. Actually, when we are using these kinds of words like alright, we are not to use that singular formula that I will do, I will speak, I not to use that alright, we are, we will do, we will create, we will work in group, something like this. Actually, to create a rapport and to I can say to demolish all barriers of shame of students or audience. This is an important issue. And the other words, for example, as you can see, you see, or our, or we, this plural formula. However, creating rapport doesn't mean to, as I said, to demolish the shame and the attention and stress of audience, of students, but in the same time, not to demolish the respecting between teacher and students or presenter are and her audience, like as you see in these two pictures. So creating rapport as this way, not like this way. So don't demolish all the barriers between you and between students. And I like very much the way of Europe, for example, my university in Greece, here in Finland. It's opposite to the way the University of Baghdad or the university, because you know the traditions there. It's totally different. That's why we should sit and totally respect, and totally we shouldn't sit like this. We shouldn't like this. We have to be like soldiers, not like students. I don't like that way actually. I like the way here. I like the way in Greece, in the university. My university actually, also as I said, Turku is like my great university, and also in Greece, Karakopi University of Athens, a great university as well as the University of Baghdad. However, I don't recommend that to demolish the barriers of respecting and to reach to this situation as you are seeing in this picture.
You know this
The other way was when you are giving some posting to your audience, to your students, actually there are some words you can use. For example, this way. Focusing is an important technique in lecturing for two good reasons. First one is like this. Second one is like this. It's kind of explanation. It's kind of discussion between students and between teacher. Not the kind of order. Do this, don't do that. As we can see in this picture. So we have two examples here. The first one, this false example of teacher that don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. However, the other teacher is using the explanation, discussion, compare the cultural differences of students as well as the cultural student differences of the teacher. Even all the students, all the audience here, for example, is Finnish people. It's originally Finnish people. However, this is I can say this macro cultural, but micro cultural, that this X from Lapland, Y from Helsinki, Z from Turku, this one from Ireland, this one from, so this micro differences, I think the teacher should take in his account. The one of important new and modern classroom is smart classroom research. This smart classroom, as you can see, it's a combination of many things. It's combination between teaching and combination between technological teaching tools. This combination, I mean, between the experience of the teacher and the new technology, iPad, laptop, projector, and any kind of new technology. The goal of combine between these two kinds, the teaching and the technological teaching tool, is to create a modern, I mean the high level of teaching and very advanced level of teaching, and effective. This very important word, that effective. You could affect your audience, you could affect your students. Actually, we are talking now about higher education, because this kind of smart classroom you can find, for example, as one told me that here in Finland, the elementary school began, and secondary school, higher secondary school began to use this kind of smart classroom.
Actually, they are using it much more than us in higher education.
Okay. Actually, the second theme of the smart classroom, or the concept of smart classroom, is smart teaching solution, and this which deal of variety of practical teaching tools and materials. Smart teaching tools is collection of practical tools, as we can see here. This I like too much this phrase, that to support delivery of rich teaching content of your students and make them more engagement and interaction with the topic in your classroom. The smart teaching materials actually include, for example, any kinds of exercises depend on the decision of the teacher, and depends on the topic, and depends on the curriculum of the topic, and any kind of examples as well. However, using classroom, a smart classroom, if we can, as we are seeing this example that I taught, I gave my students this lecture, I gave my audience this this topic, I explained for them, but in the end, when someone they say that, okay, but I asked your student, I asked your audience, they haven't any kind of information. So what to do in this situation? This situation move us to the other technique or other thing we can use inside smart classroom, which means scaffolding learning. Actually, scaffolding learning, it's involved of using range of conceptual materials and linguistic technologies to lead students toward understanding. This is the first goal. The first goal on a small scale, to lead all your students for understanding the subject matter you are talking about or you are explaining. But the ultimate goal of scaffolding is to support your students. In which way support your students? Support your students to make them self-directed learners. Self-directed learners who can seek out resources and people to support them in their ongoing learning. For example, if he is in undergraduate here in the Department of Geography and he has a problem in GIS, he knows that, okay, that the person human geography, he couldn't help me, I could find some other person in natural geography, and this article or this paper support me or help me to solve my problem or to understand the issue. However, the other article, it's couldn't help me, I couldn't use it. And the input of scaffolding of this technique, it's the input of the teacher, the input of the lecturer, who is put the authentic, the meaningful, and the challenging through these materials: task, higher order thinking, student interaction, authentic communication, subject-specific study skills, to get output. What's the kind of output? Actually, the kind of output, as I said in the previous slide, self-directed learners. This is the important thing of what does mean scaffolding. Let's move to the and topic which is, I like it too much. I hope I could implement one day in my teaching. It's called this flipped classroom. Flipped classroom model is a kind of blended learning, contains internet technology, contains any kind of tools and materials we can use in smart classroom. So the teacher can spend more time interacting with the students instead of lecturing. So how the teacher could spend time to help, to support his student in the classroom instead to explain the new issue, the new topic on his curriculum. Actually, one model of this flipped classroom is, as you are seeing, that the first thing is the teacher prepares the classroom lectures beforehand and makes them available to his student. The second one, the student on their part will watch in any time they like, before the date of the lecture, before the date of the lesson, and they could watch as they could watch, and forward and backward, and stop the video as they like, as they could understand. And in regular class, it's, as I said, it's just supporting and helping by teacher to his student. Let's see together this video, which explains better what does mean flipped classroom.
My students, today we are going to explain to our guests the benefits of our style of learning, the flipped or inverted classroom. Every weekday students come to class ready to ask questions. Unlike a traditional classroom, students listen to the lecture at home. Instead of covering the material in the classroom is an interactive space where we primarily review the materials. Thanks to modern technologies, class lectures can be uploaded to YouTube or listened through a podcast.
I am glad we are able to listen to a lecture at home. During class, we can discuss the material and reinforce the content through exercises.
Awesome. I developed some interesting questions for today's class after listening to the lecture.
I am looking forward to discussing the lecture's ideas as a group, as well as playing educational games to reinforce some of the key concepts.
How to motivate the students, aren't they?
What have they taken? My iPad.
I am so glad we do this. This is the latest class.
Heck yeah. I can listen to my lectures from home.
I just finished listening to the class through the Course iOS app. Many of my classmates were online. I chatted with some through the app.
It's great. Thanks to the internet, we can listen to the course lecture anywhere. Before, during class, others were talking and I couldn't listen. Cool. What? What did you say?
Did you finish your classwork, Brian?
I will listen to the lecture's podcast version later. For now, it's time to enjoy the sun.
Careful, Brian. Just because you can listen to the lecture anywhere does not mean it is going to be any easier. I expect the best from you. Thank you for helping explain the flipped classroom to the guests. Now is time to try it out. There is no better way to understand the flipped classroom than to develop your own instructional video. Give it your best shot. Good luck.
And actually now I would like from you to see the last video.
My name is Katie Gilmore, and I'm answering questions about my class. This question comes from here for us.
I'm sorry, I have to stop the other one. Okay.
There are those fruits to the take.
Okay, thank you so much for your being here.